Hi viewers, in this video I will show you how I removed, inspected and replaced my 2009 climate control module with a used one.
Not long ago, I noticed that there was practically no illumination coming from the back of my rotary knob on the right side of the HVAC control module. As you can see, the rest of the control module was properly illuminated. So I decided to inspect the control module the following day. Jeep recommends to disconnect the negative battery cable to discharge the airbag system capacitor before removing the instrument panel components. The control module is fastened to the back of the center bezel. The bezel is held in place with 6 retaining clips and 3 upper panel tabs. An easy way to unfasten the center bezel trim clips from the instrument panel is to use a trim stick or a small soft edge metal plate similar to the one I used. The bottom of the bezel is a good starting point to begin. When the stick was inserted, it was easy to pull the panel and unfasten the lower trim clips. After that, the other trim clips could be unclipped by pulling out the bezel by hand. Here, you can see the 3 cavities that are used to insert the upper panel tabs. These are the control cable eyelets that are attached to the gear actuators. This is the mode control cable. It is connected to the HVAC housing that distributes the airflow through ducts and outlets. This is the temperature control cable. It manually actuates the air blend door to control the ratio of air that flows through the heater core inside the HVAC housing. The wire harness connectors are connected under the control cables. To unplug them, the control cables must be disengaged. I began by detaching this cable eyelet. Next, I depressed the middle side of the cable retaining clip with a screwdriver to unlock and disengage it. I performed an equivalent procedure to detach the second cable. When the 2 cables were uncoupled, I had enough room to disconnect the harness connectors. This is the locking tab I had to depress to unlock the small harness connector. The big harness connector was built with a red locking tab. I slid the locking tab towards the harness side, then I depressed it to unplug the connector. At that point, I removed the center bezel and the HVAC control module to disassemble them. This is the rear view of the assembly. To remove the control module, only these 4 screws had to be undone. Here you can see the position of the trim clips behind the bezel. These are the 3 panel tabs. Each retaining stud behind the gear actuators is engineered to safely maintain the cable eyelet in place. And these 2 cavities are used to hold the cable retaining clips in place. This big wire harness connector is utilized to power the blower motor via different resistors. The small wire harness connector is used to interconnect the TIPM, the instrument cluster, and the HVAC control module to manage air conditioning functions and defrost functions. Before pulling out the rotary knobs, I protected the fascia with masking tapes. Next, I used different wood chisels to safely lift and remove the knobs. The middle one was harder to remove, but I succeeded. After, when the masking tape was removed, I used a small flathead screwdriver to disengage the locking tabs on the 2 sides of the module assembly. The fascia was quite easy to remove. Then I was able to see 4 small light bulbs and 3 LEDs. I also noticed that the circuit board was held in place with only 4 alignment pins. These 3 other small light bulbs were also on the circuit board, but I was not concerned about them. I checked the continuity between the light bulb's contacts, and the average resistance was around 3.7 ohms. I needed more information, so I performed another test with a 12-volt DC power supply. I manually connected the light bulbs, but some of them never turned on. The circuit board assembly did not seem to be repairable, so I went to a U-Pull recycling facility to buy a replacement part. This part came from a Jeep Compass equipped with the same HVAC system. I refitted it on my center bezel. These 4 screws should normally be tightened to 2 Newton meters. Before installing the bezel, I checked the wire harness connectors and the control cables. I began by reconnecting the big connector, then the small one. Jeep recommends to install the mode control cable before installing the temperature control cable. I made sure to properly refit the cable retaining clips and the cable eyelets. To easily refit the center bezel, I inserted the upper tab first, and then I pressed all around the bezel to properly insert the trim clips and secure the parts in place. I checked the rotary knobs and they were rotating normally. I reconnected the battery, and when it was dark outside, I tested the backlighting. It was okay.
The following day, when I was driving the vehicle, I tested the ventilation, the heating, and the air conditioning, and they all worked fine.